that used to say, I started off, and I was like, Sherlock Holmes, and having kind of also a large of throwing like coping when talking about it. That used to be clever. It's a perfect mistake. You said it. Oh, yeah. But I was doing it. They had me head down. Yeah, I'm doing out that thing. It's not doing when you constantly doing it. You just tell me, but we're not screwed. So, well, that's the stick more. And left me. So they tricked funny. So they're like, here, yeah, actually, let's come. Yeah, open wide. Like, why? It's not like to get second. Oh, I should have didn't do it. Take her down there like a second. So, and then a lot of shit. Some part of this, we live in people and kind of like, fuck me. So I'm just found you sound like that. What happened? He's gold. How do you do so? Yeah, you know, I'm going to tell you. So, cast up to us. It's big them. I'm enjoying what you can see. I'm okay. I'm not saying that. Not the view system. Because why it was is, you know, for those talking, study, but good to fight. And what it would be all malicious guys on that those thoughts. Also, in the views, but it's pins. So, the government coach has us the cones are taking this. She goes, I'll go to what's down there. Think several fits in, but we're training. Why stuff that funny situation? I quit. The area that was a good way to go. We're rebels in the building. That was the else. I know they didn't see the good. I was sworn for his plot. That's going. That does good. And what? You can tell. I stepped away this when this was all key. I was like the course. So I might have done this. Well, I see the different they did. But we had consequences. They were able to our step portion. Cycle capital budget. So it's a long step over the word. Take it for it. No, the world did have no potential. When you picked it out, that's how you know that you said, they correct us what did it.
Welcome and good evening. As board president of the Delsea Regional High School District Board of Education, I hereby certify that all provisions of the Open Public Meeting, PL 1975, Chapter 231 have been met. Notice of this meeting has been mailed to the South Jersey Times, the Sentinel, the Daily Journal, as well as the municipal clerks of Oak and Franklin Towns. Please stay here, pledge allegiance.
About it.
Pledge allegiance to the
Say it doesn't matter. It was Sam. And my age is not your hour. And we all and Larry and deduction. She went in Joe called Mr. Darley. Here. Back here, took the paralyzed here. The one's put here. This is better seat here. This is Nadia. There. This is Fabian here. The Manilium there. More things here. We'll let it there. Get back here. It's still over here.
We have presentations tonight. We have a whole bunch of them. So let's start with the two who are most excited to speak in public. And those to be our teachers of the year. So Mr. Bertolino, why don't you come up first and introduce your teacher of the year?
So everyone, it's my pleasure to introduce Christine Giannotti, one of our math teachers in the 7th grade. So, Steve.
I just want to thank the board and the administration and the Teacher of the Year committee. I was shocked and honored to be named Teacher of the Year this year. I think I blacked out a little bit in front of everyone, but I'm a former student and a graduate of Delsea. I was also a former administrative assistant in the assistant superintendent's office here at Delsea, and now I'm a 7th grade math teacher here. I grew up here. I raised a family while working here. I graduated from college while working here, and to me, this is my home. I've had so many mentors guide me throughout the years. I owe so much of my success to them, and I could never thank them enough. I feel blessed to be able to give back to the school that gave me so much. I love coming to work every day. I love the staff. I love my students. It's a true honor to be here. Thank you.
And Mr. State.
The high school teacher of the year, before I introduce her, she teaches math at the high school. She's been a class advisor, done student government. She's done just about everything. She's been on a lot of senior trips. Last year when we were, down a teacher, she agreed and volunteered to come to the middle school and switch back to the high school and has done everything that we could ask of her. She's well deserved to have this honor, and that's Miss Lori McGee.
Good evening. I would like to start by thanking the board, the administration, the Teacher of the Year committee for this wonderful and surprising honor. I'm here today because of my mother. Not only is she a 1969 Delsea graduate, but more importantly, a retired elementary school teacher who devoted 37 years of her life to education. She inspired me to do the same, but I told her if she ever wanted grandkids, she would allow me to teach high school and not 4th grade. In January 2003, I stepped foot in Delsea High School and met an amazing cooperating teacher, David Bradley. Dave taught trig pre-calc and honors pre-calc. I remember being so nervous because all my classmates were teaching Algebra 1 and geometry, and I remember saying, these kids are going to eat me alive. That wasn't the case. Dave guided me and helped me in every possible way, along with Wayne King, Jane Fadu, Kim Kelly, John Shaw, Dan Panaleo, and so many others. 21 years later, I am teaching those exact classes that I first started my career with and loving every second of it. Delsea creates legends, and I can only hope to leave a legacy like so many before me. The faculty at the middle school and the high school is second to none. I'm a small part of this amazing staff, and I'm so honored to be selected as Teacher of the Year. Thank you for this tremendous award.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. Mr. Sistioli, you want to talk about mock trial?
Sure. So before I introduce Mr. Bryan and his mock trial gang, I had the pleasure of watching them compete last year and saw what they were building to. I also had the pleasure of going into some of their meetings during Delsea 1, and I talked to the students a lot and to Mr. Bryan. And what they've accomplished this year is truly amazing. They've made it through each round, and they're now to the state finals. I mean, it's awesome. So with no further ado, Mr. Bryan and his set.
Good evening. For those of you that I haven't met, my name is Chris Bryan. I teach freshman and sophomore English over at the high school, and it is my profound pleasure to introduce a couple of members of our mock trial team. Yes, this is a non-athletic team. I'd like to repeat that, a non-athletic team from Delsea High School, and we are wiping the floor with the competition this year, and it's been a profound joy to be able to watch the hard work and dedication of these students. I think I can say with complete confidence that the COVID apathy bug is being squashed, and these kids are first-hand walking, talking proof of that. Just again to reiterate, we are 7-0 undefeated this year. We will soundly beat Mainland High School in the regional championship on Tuesday. So your thoughts and prayers are appreciated. Let me introduce two of these students here so I can stop talking. I have Skylar Gray here, who is the longest running tenured member of the mock trial team. She's going to talk a little bit about what the mock trial means. And then I'll be introducing Mr. Austin Brent, who is the new ace up our sleeve. He brings with him not only a great head of hair, but more charisma that you can shake a stick at, and he's going to do his opening statement for us from the head of the defense so that you get a little feel for what it's like to be in the courthouse with him. Scott, take it away for us.
So like he said, I am the longest member. I've been here since my freshman year. Mock trial basically is where you have two sides, prosecution and defense, and they create a fake case that would go by the New Jersey laws, and then we create sides of that case. We create witness questioning, opening statements, closing statements, and we play out that case in a real courthouse with real judges or lawyers, and we do everything that they would do in a real trial, but it's all fake and made up, but it is all the same laws and procedures, basically. So there's two lawyers on each side, 3 witnesses. 2 lawyers, we do closing statement, 3 questions of direct questioning, 3 cross-examination questioning, and then an opening and closing statements. So the witnesses are prepped. They act as a character that they create in the mock trial, like world. It all takes place in this fictional town called Metropolitan, which is kind of reminiscent of New York City. And this year's case is about college admissions fraud. It's a criminal case, and Austin, before you a little bit.
So Sky already laid the groundwork for me. She talked a little bit about what we do with mock trial, how it follows a real trial, and I'm on the defense team. So we were tasked with defending a dean of admissions this year, someone who allegedly committed mail fraud. I didn't think so. So I had a wonderful team of witnesses and my co-counsel, and I think that the best way to demonstrate, how this will play out is to just read my opening statement and perform it here for you. So with no further ado, I'm going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Austin Brent, and I'm usually joined by my co-counsel, Victoria Tyron. I'm speaking to you today on behalf of the defense, and you just heard from the prosecution. So you might be thinking to yourself, why does the prosecution get to go first? Are they more important than the defense? Did they win some coin toss in the back? No. The prosecution gets to go first because they're the sole ones in this case with something to prove. They have to prove that the defendant Ellis Kerwin is guilty of mail fraud. And they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt she's guilty of all three elements of mail fraud. Now you've heard from the judges and the prosecution, and they've described these elements in ways that use complex legal definitions. I'm going to put them in terms that are a little more simple. The first element of mail fraud is essentially that the defendant Ellis Kerwin committed a fraudulent scheme and benefited from it. The second is that she was aware of this scheme or allowed it to happen. And the third is that she used the mails to further this scheme. Now, the prosecution doesn't have the evidence they need to prove Ms. Kerwin guilty. But in their pursuit, they're going to call upon three witnesses. First, they're going to call Mr. Amari Simpson to the stand. Mr. Amari Simpson is a lead fraud investigator for the state, and he was tasked with investigating Metropolitan University for mail fraud. Mr. Simpson has many reasons to dislike this university because he was rejected from the school a few years ago. He also has zero tangible evidence of any fraud in this case. Furthermore, Mr. Simpson has failed at his job as an investigator because when he was tasked with looking for mail fraud, he neglected to investigate the president of the school and the athletics director, who suspiciously retired right before he began his investigation. Sounds suspicious to me, but I guess not to the prosecution. The next witness they're going to call is Miss Jean Coate. She's the current dean of admissions at Metropolitan University, and she has no firsthand evidence of anything in this case. She didn't even work at the school at the same time as the defendant. Finally, the prosecution is going to call Mr. Devin Morris to the stand. Mr. Morris is an admitted criminal that would receive a lighter sentence if the defendant is found guilty. This entire investigation is prompted solely by Mr. Morris's allegations. So you might ask yourself, what reason does Mr. Morris have to provide false allegations? And I can give you 99,000 reasons, because that's how many dollars his fine would be reduced if the defendant were to be found guilty. Now, when the state rests their case, I am confident you will see the defendant is innocent. And to help you come to this conclusion, the defense is going to call three witnesses of our own. First, we're going to call Miss Brighton Kirshner, a student who has many reasons to dislike Ellis Kerwin, but despite those reasons is going to attest to her outstanding character. Next, we're going to call Miss Ola Tang, someone with an illustrious career in finance that's going to personally testify to the fact that Ellis's finances were nothing but above board and professional. And finally, we're going to call Miss Ellis Kerwin herself to the stand. She's going to pour her heart out and prove her innocence, even though she doesn't have to, because once again, the prosecution is the only one in this case that has anything to prove at all. I know we got spring training up, so to make things a little more understandable, I'm going to put this case into baseball terms. The prosecution is in the bottom of the ninth, and to win this game, they don't just need a hit or a double in the gap or even a triple. They need a walk-off grand slam home run. And looking at these witnesses, they simply don't have the testimony required to provide a hit. So on behalf of Ellis Kerwin and the defense team, I'd like to thank you all for your time and careful attention. And one last note, I'd like to congratulate both Teachers of the Year. I was lucky enough to be students of both of them, and I can't think of two women who are more deserving of the award. Congratulations, Tabs.
Austin, did you write that yourself? Or was collaborative kind of a thing?
Yeah, so I did write it myself, but what we did is, as a club, we workshopped a lot of our ideas, right? So I was tasked with being a defense attorney, but that doesn't mean I was the only one who worked on my content. You know, we brought all this stuff up because we have a lot of freshmen, underclassmen who, you know, have great minds for this stuff and are going to follow in our footsteps, hopefully, and take over the roles. So we like to get all ideas together when we're working on anything. So it was more of a collaborative effort. Yeah, right? Yeah, paralegals. But it was really a pleasure. I mean, we have such a talented group for this, and it was really enjoyable to go as far as we have so far. And I look forward to continuing the winning on Tuesday against Mainland. It's going to be a great trial. Yeah.
So, Shout, if I'm not mistaken, Mainland is often our nemesis in many of our programs.
I don't think we have any undefeated teams either.
That is, yeah. If you guys could beat Mainland, that would be awesome.
The guys from the basketball team informed me that I got to get them back. So I look forward to it. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, next we have winter sports update, Mr. Chat and Mr. Ciciola.
Actually, Mr. Bryles' story come up.
Even better.
What's that? Yeah.
Lucky me, I get to follow Austin.
That's
All right, I just want to thank you for having me report on the tremendous success of the Delsea Athletics program for the 2024 winter season. The boys basketball team ended their season 18-11, losing to the South Jersey quarterfinals to eventual champion Mainland. All right, the gym was rocking during many of their games this year, and the student section helped to a few big wins. You guys should definitely come out and check it out next year. It's fun watching all our kids in the student section, even though it gives Mr. Shout some gray hairs every now and then. Girls basketball team ended their season 11-14, but hopefully get back a couple players that were hurt most of the year. Will be back next year. The boys swimming team finished 2-4 in Tri-County, but the future looks really bright with freshman Lucas Hampton earning all South Jersey second team honors. Girls swimming team earned a bye in the first round of the playoffs this year. They have multiple first and second team all Tri-County swimmers led by junior Kylie McMurray, who finished third in the state and earned All-America status in the 500-meter freestyle. McMurray recently committed to Swimming Power at University of Georgia, where she will compete in SEC. And from what she told me during the interview in the fall, she's currently training with her eyes on the Olympic trials this June. Right, Fitz? Yeah, okay, right. Hannah Newfer is a shot putter on the girls track and field team, finished second at the sectionals and third in the state. Hannah is currently ranked the number 3 shot putter in the country for the class of 2026. The boys indoor track and field team continued to dominate, winning the South Jersey Group 3 championship, the state Group 3 relays championship, and the state Group 3 championship. John Harris, Greg Masso, and Julian Canigliaro all placed in the meet champions, and the Crusaders had a school record 10 qualifiers for the meet champions. And finally, the wrestling team did what the wrestling team does. They grabbed their 13th straight South Jersey title and their 3rd straight New Jersey state title. They had 11 district champs, 4 region champs, and a state place winner in junior Jamar Dixon. Assistant coach C.J. Dealey was named the District 31 and Region 8 Assistant Coach of the Year. I'd like to congratulate all the teams and the coaches for representing Delsea in a tremendous way. The amount of time in and out of season that these athletes train and that these coaches spend to help the student athletes is mind-blowing. They should be acknowledged for their efforts and celebrated by the Franklin, Elk, and Delsea communities. Thank you very much.
So it's funny to have one of your coaches come up and say a lot about what you want to say about your coaches, because there's no better example than any of the coaches that we have here than Rob Bryles. He's the epitome of what we do here. But I want to thank everybody for letting us come to talk. This is my favorite subject, to talk about any of our sport teams, and I could be up here all night and go over individual accomplishments and accomplishments of the team. Mr. Bryles did an excellent job recapping the season. We have what I like to call around here Delsea problems. We have Delsea problems. Mr. Lightfoot and I were talking about some of our Delsea problems at States this weekend. Our Delsea problems are problems that a lot of schools would love to have. A few years ago, I decided that I was tired of looking at the whiteboards inside the gym that had our records on it and our championships on it. I wanted to put some banners up with color, and red for one thing and white for another thing. And then I went even further, and I had a huge wall that was open. And I decided that that would be perfect for our state championship banners, and put gold on it. We had plenty of room 3 years ago. One of the Delsea problems is now we have room for one more banner. We had 4 championships since football in late November. So now one of my problems is finding a spot for him, and I will gladly find a spot for him. Another Delsea problem that we have is each year at the beginning of my athletic director's meeting, we get a box of 30 plaques, first team plaques. Each year we average about 65 to 70 first team athletes. So 30 plaques is nowhere near good enough. This winter alone, we had 20 first team athletes. We had 20 second team athletes, right? In the fall, we had 28. So we're well on our way. So one of my problems is I got to beg, borrow, and steal from all the other schools to get plaques to give to our kids. It's a great problem. It's a problem that anybody would love to have. This year we were talking about we had 11 student athletes down at States. That's a lot to send to States for wrestling in Atlantic City.
Public.
Public school. It's good for anybody, but a public school. It's a great problem to have. Again, like I said, going back to the 26, I'll count that as part of the winter. We had 4 state championships. Football, 2 in track and field, and 1 in wrestling, which was our 3rd state championship in a row for wrestling. We had 2 sectional titles, winter track and field and wrestling, and that was wrestling's 13th sectional title in a row. We had 2 assistant coach of the year awards, and they have not even done winter head coaching of the year awards. Like I mentioned, we had 11 wrestlers go to states, which means they represented us very well in districts and regions. We had 2 female wrestlers, and we only have 2 female wrestlers in our program. Do very well at regions. 1 of them made it to states. That's the 3rd year in a row we've had a female wrestler in the state competition. Our unified bowling team went into a tournament with 20 schools that Clayton put together. They won that. And if you ever want to go to a sporting event, come to a unified sporting event. It'll show you what sports is all about. We have our track and field one here in the spring. Best day of the year. We can talk about some of the individual records that Coach Bryles talked about. John Harris broke a Group 3 sectional meet record with a throw of 58 1.75 in the shot put. Julian Canigliaro had the 5th fastest time in South Jersey history in the 200 meter. And Kylie McMurray, like you mentioned, All-American honors. She took 5th in the States in the 200, 3rd in the 50, and she broke multiple school records. I don't even call it this school the swimming and diving record board anymore. It's the McMurray record board now. Every last name is McMurray pretty much on that. There's a lot of proud AD moments that I had this year, but this winter was special. Dr. Gravener and I talked about it in one of our last meetings. I had so much correspondence this year from other schools. One of the hardest things to do as a sports program is to be good and to show great sportsmanship and get accolades like that, and we do both. Mr. Ciciola got one of the emails. Coach Freeman and the boys basketball team, I received at least 4 emails this year from schools that we beat up pretty good by over 25 points, down to the one in mainland where we lost. And the first thing I did was get a text message from their AD saying what a class act our student athletes were, Coach Tom Freeman was, our fans. He has been applauded all year, what our kids go to schools, what other people see. I got an email from a parent from another team just saying what great young men they were. Coach Bryles' basketball team went to a game, one of the best feel-good moments. One of the young ladies on the other team, we were winning by a lot. She's a player with special needs. She was a senior. She got into the game. She scored her first varsity points. The email that I got was how well our girls handled themselves the entire time, but the fact that they were so excited for this girl to score, it was almost like she was on our team. Tears, just applauding, giving her hugs. It was great. I've received many emails from our wrestling teammates opponents up north, how well our teams handle themselves, believe it or not, how well they clean up after themselves, which is a big deal. I got a text message from the head of the NJSIA after the state championship, what a privilege it was to have them there and how well they always conduct themselves. So that is what really makes this a great place and what makes these coaches so special. I thank the coaches and the student athletes for their tireless efforts. I thank Dr. Gravener, the board, the rest of our upper administration for all the support that we get. Mr. Lamerson and the crew outside, Tamara Evans, Danny inside, the night crew on both sides. We couldn't do it without them. And a big thank you to the families and the parents, the community, and all of the teachers, like these 2 ladies that we have here that do everything for our student athletes. It was a great year. We're looking for a great spring. Thank you.
Yeah. Can't see it.
And now for some good news. The cute of
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle DePasquale. I'm the assistant principal at the high school. I'm also the supervisor of CT and Fine and Performing Arts. And I have with me,
I'm Lisa Nemi. I'm the vice principal here at the middle school.
so we don't have,
That's SSD.
yeah, so we don't have as exciting as news as anyone else here. We have an SSDS report. It's a school safety data systems report. Lisa and I are mandated to file all of our discipline of reportable NJ DOE offenses. We file them in June, and then we file them in January, and we report to the board about our status, which is a legal requirement per the state, in October, and then again in March. So if you look at the sheet that is attached into the board report, you will see a summary that dates back to 2018, 2019. And if you look at it overall, we just kind of like to analyze our trends and see where we're going. We did in the high school and both the middle school last year, analyze this data and change some of our policies based on a result. Now, for those of you who are new to the board, you'll see in the other incidents leading to removals, prior to 2021, there is nothing reported because they did not mandate that we report anything for any student being removed from the classroom for any reason into internal suspension. Last year, they put in a new mandate that we have to report any time a student is removed from an educational setting and placed into internal for any reason. So that's why you see that high jump in numbers. There's not any negative behavior occurring in either of the buildings. It's just a jump because of what they asked us to report. And if you are to compare us this year in our first reporting area to last year, our offenses are down in overall incidents leading to removals and in some of our major NJDOE reportable offenses. So we at the high school are very happy with where we currently stand. And obviously moving forward, we want those numbers to keep decreasing by increasing restorative justice practices in both of the schools, maintaining equitable practices in our classrooms, and ensuring that we continue to reflect on our disciplinary policies to make sure that students remain in the educational setting, which is obviously best for them.
Yeah, what she said. At the middle school, we're also following the restorative practices and really trying to put always with any kind of disciplinary pieces also to make sure there's that therapeutic piece, because middle school really is such a developmental time that we need to make sure that as they move forward, they're able to make those better decisions.
Does anyone have any questions for us about SSDS or the data that you see in front of you? Okay. We are free and available for any time if you have any other questions. That is not right now. All right. Thank you.
Bill.
And that is the presentation.
So, keep the rest. Can I have a motion regarding the village? We should do direct something. I will second. The questions on favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? I found it. With patience?
None of this time.
Good. Any citizens like to be heard? Step up and you shall be heard.
Harry Kennedy, 1578 Fry's Mill Road. I just wanted to relate a conversation I had with Dr. Gravener several years ago. My two grandchildren, one of whom you met tonight, Austin, were about to be homeschooled. And Dr. Gravener said, well, they'll have a good teacher, which was me, and they took basically college courses at Rowan of South Jersey. But she said, you'll miss a lot of great teachers here. And I just want to say, Piera, you were prescient. You're absolutely right. They got a lot of great teachers here. And as you probably know, I worked at a pretty good high school, Morristown High School. And I coached honors argumentation and debate. And I coached mock trial. I coached competitive congressional debates around the country at Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Penn. And I coached the debate team. And I was fortunate that my attorney advisors were Nancy Kennedy, who's absolutely a brilliant trial attorney, but one of the other ones was a man by the name of Brian McMonigal, who was Bill Cosby's attorney, the one that got him off the first time, as well as the person that does all the trials in Philadelphia of all the criminal convictions. Well, not convictions, of all the criminal allegations. But what was really interesting is at Morristown High School, I was surrounded by a demographic in which Every one of those kids had a parent that was a professor at Penn or a lawyer or a doctor or an Indian chief. Delsea does really great, and there's no bigger sports fan than me. I'm at the regionals, at the districts, not at many basketball games, but I try to get to as many as I can. I get to all the football games. It's absolutely amazing to watch, and you have an amazing program. And it was actually Frank's Uncle John that got me involved in Delsea in the first place, as I've told you, to come out and boost the athletics when he was afraid they were going to be cut in a tough budget year. Now, I'm sure there was no extraneous message tonight for any reason whatsoever in a tough budget year, but timing is everything in politics and in education. And it is important. The extracurricular and the activities that these kids have are existential to their existence and to how well the school functions. And you see the best coaching and teaching sometimes in the coaching and teaching in many different areas. And it's great to see Delsea compete in mock trial. You were in the top 20 in football, you're in the top 20 in wrestling, you're in the top 20 in track. You're in the last 6 in the entire state of New Jersey in mock trial. It's absolutely unbelievable with the demographics and the background and where the students in this district come from. But my daughter had the best comment of all, and I think it applies to the athletics team. She said, you know what? They might not be quite as sophisticated as some of those other schools, but I've never seen a group of kids that are as scrappy and as willing to mix it up and to fight and to stand up and to do what they have to do. So, Piera, thank you for the excellent teachers. And not only excellent teachers, excellent administrators. There have been a couple little glitches, as there normally are in a school year, and to watch Mr. C handle them along with Mr. Baradelli was a pleasure to watch. And your guidance director, there can't be a better one in the entire country in terms of what she does. The teachers have been outstanding, spectacular. My grandkids come home and say, thank goodness we're back in school. They love it. And you'll get a chance to see Tori and Austin in the play tomorrow. And I'll let Austin be the orator in the family. But I just wanted to say, Piera, thank you. It's great to be back, and congratulations.
That's this right. I know it says it was like a year. I think first in the court, I got from Seattle. Go ahead. I make a motion to approve the following non-teaching staff hires for 2023-24 as listed. Second. Second, any questions on this motion? Roll call vote, Ms. Stars?
Yes.
Ms. Beck? Yes. Morelli? Yes. The Lightfoot? Yes. Betsy? Yes. The Cayos? Yes. Yes. Sayo?
Yes.
Dominion? Yes. Nervous? Yes. I make the motions to approve the following retirement and resignations, as listed. Second. You have a second. Any questions on this motion? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. I make a motion to approve the following staff as credit completion monitors at the previously approved rate 2023-24 school year as listed. Second. We have a second. Any questions on this motion? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. I make a motion to approve the following staff summer 2024 shake positions as previously approved rate as listed. Second. We have a second. Any questions on this motion? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. I make a motion to approve the following staff to attend 2024 shade workshops, trainings at previously approved rate as listed. Paid for by the Title I fund. Second. We have a second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. I make a motion to approve the following curriculum development assignments for the 2023-24 school year at a previously approved rate as listed. Okay. There are a second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Mr. President, may I ask, I don't follow this. I must we go back, we go line. Just a quick question for Dr. Gravener and me, and Dr. Perspective. Science teacher resignation, May 1st? Yes. In back?
the same science that we're currently searching for, so it's a double whack. He's all in.
Okay.
Yeah.
This happened. Sorry.
Yeah, I was sent way out, but yeah, data money is quickly sent. We do have some things coming in that we are exploring.
Yeah. Sorry. So,
Budget of Finance, the stuff.
I make a motion to approve the board secretary's report in accordance with two state actions. For the month of January, the board secretary certifies that no line item account has been overexpended in violation of state statute and that sufficient funds are available to meet district's financial obligations for the remainder of this year. Do I accept?
We have a second. Any questions on this one? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report according to state actions for the month of January 2024. The treasurer's report, secretary's report are in agreement in month of January 2024.
We have a second. Any questions on this resolution? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve in accordance with state statute certification of the board secretary. There are no changes in anticipated revenue accounts or revenues in the source system.
In a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve to effect the Board of Education certification to submit to state action. We certify that after review of the Secretary's monthly financial reports and upon consultation with the appropriate district officials, and to the best of my knowledge, no major account or fund has been overexpended in violation of state statute, and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations the remainder of the fiscal year.
Second. We have a second. Any questions? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the report transfers for January 2024.
Okay. We have a second. Any questions on this motion?
8 persons on this motion?
Roll call vote to start.
Yes.
Speck?
Yes.
Berlin? Yes. Lakewood?
Yes.
Dempsey? Yes. Nadia?
Yes.
Scagio? Yes.
Yeah.
Sherbert? Yes.
I make a motion to approve the following bill as listed.
Second. No second. Any questions? Roll call vote. Started.
Yes.
Speck?
Yes.
Berlin? Yes. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Anderson? Yes. Nadia? Yeah. Just
Yes. Yes.
Nadia?
Yeah.
Sherbert? Yes. And the dictations are growing.
comes by.
Make a motion to approve the following clinics and workshops as listed. X. We have a second on this motion. Roll call vote. Started.
Yes.
Speck.
Yes.
Morelli. Yes. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Dempsey. Yes. Mario. Davis. Taggio.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
Sheduk. Yes. Make a motion to approve the receipt of the bipartisan safer communities stronger connections grants.
Second.
There are second. Any questions on this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Abstentions? Ayes have it. Make a motion to approve the application for the Teaching Climate and Culture Innovation Competitors Grant, now allotted $25,000. Said, we're going to start that. Any questions on this motion? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. I give the motion to approve following Rowan University students with clinical placement as listed. You know, second, any questions on this motion? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
First act to close value to it.
We have nothing in policy, athletics, and the Lakewood.
I make a motion to approve the following athletic positions for 2023-2024 school year as listed.
And there was a second, any questions? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Buildings and grounds, Dahlia.
Make a motion to approve the following facility requests as listed. Second.
There was a second, any questions on this motion? All in favor? Against? Abstention? Ayes have it. Thank you. Cafeteria, STEM elements.
I make a motion to approve the following cafeteria report for December 2023.
Second.
There was a second, any questions? All in favor? Yes. Abstention? Ayes have it. Transportation,
Too much. I recommend the board look following special education inclusion city placements as listed.
I can have a second. Any questions? Roll call vote. Starting. Yes. Stack? Yes. Borelli? Yes. Lakewood?
Yes.
Dempsey? Yes. Denadia? Yes. Despair?
Yes.
Scumbia? Good. Everybody? Yes.
Recommend the board approve the following field trips and board dispersion schedule and educational again assistant.
So moved. So question, any questions on this motion? All in favor? Aye. Yes. Abstentions? Ayes have it.
For information of the board, Henry the 16th announced the birth of his daughter, Wing about. Recommend the board approve the January 2024 high school middle school gift of court as presented last month.
So moved.
Second.
Second, any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Recommend the board acknowledge the receipt of the February 2024 gift reports as presented.
So moved. Second. That was second. Any questions? All in favor? Yes. Abstentions? Ayes have it.
The officials report to their cooler, so.
Oh, Ms. Blight, you're on.
Hi. I have a couple updates. 3. So my first one is we had play previews today, and they were seniors and freshmen. And I can't believe that he said like that the freshmen, I think, Barbara said that well behaved. Because I think it's crazy. They were so it was weird, but they were really good. So I know my teachers vouched. We probably must have been intimidated with seniors, but they were really good, and it'll be night for the plays tomorrow. And I recommend it. Just the preview is really good. My second thing is that prom is this month, this 28th, and the lines are crazy. I think a lot of people are open this year, and Ian is tangled lantern lights, like when it comes to movie. I love that game. But I think a lot of people are really excited to go. And my last thing is that in our Fellows in College Youth Club, we have a doctor come in, and she just gave a presentation about like her kind of journey of being a doctor. I intend to be some people that weren't even in the flood down. And it was great. We also had another person coming in with STEM, if I read the reminder right. But I think the doctor's coming in again. But I think she had a delay yet. So yeah, things are going really good. It's a great year. Almost done. Thanks him. Anybody who's out?
That's a question. Can you expand upon the goals? How me?
Yeah.
Great club.
My sister started it.
What's that you said?
My sister started the club, and I'm the president now. So I thought in the future we've done slow drives for like shelters, maybe volunteer kits in the bathrooms, but the son's not going to be something volunteer. But basically now with this year, it's kind of made shifts with our kind of advisors and how the social mochi to like people send the clubs, even people messenger calls. We kind of all just sit around, see advisors and make education, like gather on about the best domestic violence, just like awareness about that. And with like, I think this is last year, we had one about eating disorders. So we kind of just spread awareness, call power and stuff like that. Yeah, I love it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. At the one my most important step.
I did attend the last month's meeting right after this one, and I'll be honest. I mean, it was the first time I definitely fun to. And one of the first times today is Charles. I thought that kind of was kind of So it was very informative. There wasn't a lot really going on when you're talking about it. They do plan on the next one. And look forward to this one.
You're invited at Sister College.
Recommend the board approve the contract with Gloucester County Special Service School District for purchasing of non-public technology and non-public textbooks for 24-25 school year.
Second.
Any questions on this motion? All in favor? Aye. Yes? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Fun.
That concludes my report. Thank you, Brandon. Yep. Old business? The new business, I do have some new business. The Gloucester County School Board says ASO County meeting by March 21st. Our 8th graders.
Go say the name.
Yeah, so we're going to see one of our 8th grade students attending the 8th grade dialogue. We're very excited for her to be taking part in this. She is a great representation in middle school. She's involved in a lot of different extracurricular activities. And she is very mobile component of what she sees in middle school. So I think she'll be a great addition to offering her insight at 8th grade dialogue.
Board members like to tell you if they have an email from Gloucester County Swindle Association to start up and support her student that night, please. If it then puts it's the host, help be excited for that meeting.
Actually, I believe I have to sign you up. If you want to go, just let me know. Okay.
It's at Pitnam High School. then I thought we about six. They care how I did business for everything. I just like to thank Dr. Raver for bringing the presentation forward. I think it just enriches the board members' understanding of what goes on in our schools. And I think tonight was a good example, just on athletics. It's co-curricular activity really that are educationally sound, and co-curricular is very sound out there. And I think we've heard it often about Delsea fan. I think that was just a reflection of Delsea fam across the board. Thank you.
I kept saying, we're right. You tell my wife, yes, one time where you were right.
Great, well, excellent. You heard Ms. Arias take care of it. I have a motion to go into executive session for that 8 minutes. Time is
They wanted to fight 10 minutes. She'd be out here available. Hey, grab on the advance hour
in Turkey. All in favor? Aye. That's abstention. I said.
Maybe so you don't. I can show a little break.
I have a motion to call it in guest meeting in the night, and it will be like. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Drive safely. Here's that. This is toward the